his back scratched up exactly like mine. I'm not having this. You've got to back off now. Oh my good God, no. It's even worse. Okay, what's happening now is I've just done the briefing which covers the health and safety checks. It covers all of the hazards in the building and also what they expect to actually take place once spirits manifested, which will be the tingly feeling over the scalp, perhaps cold, hot blasts, goosebumps, heart palpitations. So they've been made aware of that. The best thing to start an investigation is to gauge the energy. So we've split up into 3 groups and we're just going to have a little look, calm ourselves down, get into the energy and see who wants to come and talk with us. After that we'll reconvene, change our areas, so we need to cover every area to see where the hot spots are, if you like. Try and look for rapping interaction, anything being moved, any noises, any feelings that we're actually going to get. Once we've actually covered the whole area, my head's going, once we've covered the whole area, then we'll have a look at seance work after that. So we'll just see what happens for the first stage. Call upon Juliana's, Palm, Catherine and all of our family members, please join us. One for a circular protection and also to invoke and ask the spirit people to come through with respect, love and light. Please ask you to now start. Whoever wishes to speak with us in this rounds, please do so. My head's buzzing, it's going to be a goodie. I please ask that you draw yourself close and make sounds or anything at all to let us know you're here, whether it's in this room or the other rooms. Please draw yourself close. In itself it's a pretty scary place because you're surrounded by no superficial light. It's right in the middle of the countryside, so you kind of got that spooky factor going on before you even turn up. Generally, as I say, as a psychic medium, I'm responsible for the safety of everybody there. I'm responsible for getting the best proof I can from the spirit world through respectful interaction, whether it's through the seances, the trigger objects, rapping interaction. So these are the kind of things I was expecting. Nothing prepared me for what happened that night. Absolutely nothing. Make a sound. Josie, are you still in the room? That's not it, is it? Josie, are you still in the room? Can you make the other tapping sound you were making? Josie, can you make a sound again to let us know you're still here, the sound you were making before?
We had a lady here who was tapping and trying to come through, but then it broke off. And then we had a man come through with definitely an orb above your head. And for some reason that broke off as well, so I'm not sure why. I was getting Roger, someone was getting Thomas.
Yeah, I got Roger in as well, actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was Roger or something like that.
Maddie was getting something around her in the corner. That was up here when we moved, but down there, when I first came in, near the curtain, was it Josie? I was getting Josephine because that's my pet name, ironically, and I volunteered myself to go in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on because nothing's going on.
Yeah, moving on, yep.
We went through to the small bar to start with. I remember sitting, it was very quiet. Nothing particularly happened to start with. Then I believe there was a small spirit boy came in. I remember Diane, one of the other guests, picking up on that. There was, to my right, a small table with some beer mats. They fell off the table. That was the first thing that had happened.
I'd gone upstairs into the attic bedroom, and Nicky had gone downstairs into the cellar area, and a couple of the other mediums had spaced out over the venue. The first thing we became aware of was a slight drop in temperature, and I became aware of a young boy that had entered the room, and we was trying to communicate with the boy.
Right, for the benefit of the camera, what's happened?
We've had a man's voice like like this.
And he's been communicating with questions.
Taps, bangs, doors opening.
Doors opening. He enjoys it more when we're all laughing and joking amongst one another. He seems to join in.
We then became aware of a sort of an older man that had entered the room, and I could see sort of an outline of a figure that was developing in the actual doorway of the bedroom. We started to communicate with the man, and we started to realise that he was making sounds to questions that we were asking.
Is your name Thomas? Come on, tap something or speak to us again.
One of the bedside cabinet's doors had come open and sort of flicked open, and that was quite scary for some members of the public because they hadn't actually encountered that before, so they was a bit like, oh. And as you can imagine, because it was Halloween, people, especially members of the public, were a little bit apprehensive.
We're going to close the door again for you because we know you enjoy opening that, so we'll do that for you again. Okay, if we carry on laughing and joking with you, will you talk to us again?
There was a trigger object in the room just below, which was like a sitting area, and we had a trigger object which I think was a little car on a piece of paper to see if that had moved.
Are you 3 years old? You are? Well, that tapping sounds like it's going right from the very end. Was you 3 years old when you passed? Have you seen the car that we've put in the house somewhere upstairs? There's a yellow car.
Might not know what car is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's a
Yellow
Toy.
There's a toy that moves upstairs in the attic on the table. And if you would like, you can go and play with that toy.
Trigger object's moved, look. That's totally moved.
Totally moved it. Sideways.
Look.
Good one.
It's been moved sideways. Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. You can see just by the outline of it. It's right in there. Right, do you want to reset that one? I'll get that on film. Right, excellent.
That's the kid, I think.
Hey?
That's the kid.
Yeah.
That keeps coming in. There's a young boy, he was downstairs as well. I felt his energy down there. But he's quite shy. Definitely wants to play, and he was what I felt in the garden as well earlier on. But I just want the older guy to make a bit more sort of communication. That voice phenomenon was amazing. The deepness of the voice was just phenomenal. It scared the shit out of me, but I loved it.
We'll come up here later and see if we can get it all on camera, because he wouldn't respond to anything on camera, would he?
No.
It's like a deep, really deep voice,
Yeah, it was just
wasn't
like
it?
like that.
That's amazing. And it's funny because when I was in the room, nothing was happening, but when I went into that other little room, he started kicking off again.
Yeah.
So
It's wicked, isn't it?
Slowly as we were moving along, we were getting more and more build-up of energy, so it was all kind of going quite nicely. The thing that first started to highlight a bit of a problem was suddenly everything stopped. It was almost like, ladies and gentlemen, the spirit people have left the building. Well, you know, we had various people talking about they're having nice conversations with spirit people. There were people groaning and moaning from the spirit world, as I say, with the tapping interaction. But suddenly, everything just literally, pardon the pun, went dead.
we're just going back upstairs because we heard loads of banging. So we're going to go and check it out. Oh my God, what's that noise?
Where are you?
I'm right behind you, but I can hear all sorts of noises coming from up here. Banging. I think that car's been moved. That's what I think I heard move. I think be up here now.
We could hear you banging away when we were downstairs, so we figured you still had something to say. So we're back.
Come on, we're here on our own now. Very... can't breathe
that's what I feel
properly.
like as well, yeah.
I feel like someone's going to jump out and ambush me at the moment.
Yeah, I know, I feel a bit like that as well. I think that's because what we're picking up on is that the big guy, the large guy, I think he had a very huge presence when he was around, and that he was the sort of guy that no one would like mess with, if you know what I mean. His eyes and that, you know, he could stare right through you.
Yeah.
You'd feel quite intimidated around him. I think that's what we're feeling, the intimidation.
Who else is in this room? Because I think there's more than one person.
Yeah. But I had that same feeling downstairs that we were being gathered by loads of different people.
I feel like someone's like stopping them. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're pulling them back. It feels like something's pulling them back. I know that sounds a really weird thing to say, but... Who's the head honcho then? Who can we talk to?
God, I just saw a flash then up by the wardrobe.
See, I had it right in my eyes, that's why I said, what was that? Who's the head honcho here?
Who's coming up?
It's me, Louise.
You what, mate?
No, I can't get hold of Nicky on the radio. Sorry, I'm so sorry about this.
Nicky who?
Nicky Allen. We're all in the safe room. Everyone's getting tired. We're not getting nothing.
Right.
Okay, come on, Richard, go.
Everything just went really quiet, so we all radioed each other and said, look, you know, something's happened here. But again, there was nothing dark at that point. It was more concerning that all the interaction had stopped, literally like the spirits had just left, didn't want to talk to us. I would say it was about 10 or 15 minutes into the seance that suddenly the glass energy stopped. The table shook. It was only a little tremor, but it was enough to tell me that the energy was swapping on the glass. I then had my dad spell his name out. I knew he was in the room, and I thought this is quite unusual. The fact that he turned up always disconcerts me, because if my granddad or my dad turn up, I know that something's going to happen. He then spelled out, we were using tumblers and letters, quite a very simple way to hold a seance. He spelled out, be careful, a bastard's coming.
Right, so what's happened?
What happened is we actually had the seance, which was very lively. I had a number of people come in and connect with us. And what's actually happened now is that when we left the room, that tankard was in situ. And if you look at it now, nobody's been in this room at all.
Was it round where the circle is, yeah?
Yeah, and that's moved since we've been away.
Excellent.
So if you can now, have you got that covered? So if you can now replace it back on the circle, and then see what happens when the next people turn up.
Right, so he's attacked, his blood on his back?
Yeah, he's basically, he's got welts, all his back scratched up exactly like mine, but he just got attacked just a minute ago, and it's bleeding down his back.
Into my leg.
Right, did they get it on the normal camera, didn't they? On the still
What's the
camera?
question? Yeah, spell your name for me, sir. M. Spell your name for me, sir. You will not attack anybody here. We are respectfully here. Yes, spell your name for me. Do you want us to leave here? Do you want us to leave here? No. Right, then why won't you communicate with us respectfully?
I'm being pushed.
Why don't he like you?
He's pushing me down. It's not painful. It's like I've got a lot of weight on my shoulders. I started feeling this burning sort of sensation in my back, and I could almost feel the scratches developing. Those scratches, I mean, the welts, they were raised. I could feel them. I could put my hand behind me and feel the marks on my back.
In the semi-light, I looked up his back, and he had a puncture hole wound with a scratch going down it, dripping blood, and he had 2 scratches across his back which were welting up. They were raised, I would say, 1/2 centimetre. These aren't scratches if you've just walked past a little twig branch. We're talking deep welted scrapes across the skin. No, don't let that glass go. Whatever you do, do not take your hands off that glass. Did you used to work here? Don't you dare do this to me. Okay then, did you used to live here? Do you not belong in this space at all? Are you going to speak to us now? Or do you just like drawing blood on human energy? Did it just jump?
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to.
I'll talk.
I know it's Mr. Miller. Ow, fuck.
What's the matter?
Crushing, bloody, burning pain on my head. Why do you wish to... Why do you wish to bring pain to us? Did you used to enjoy hurting people? Did you used to enjoy hurting people? Why are you getting angry? I'm asking you because you're hurting us. Can I ask you, the young boy that connects here, the young baby boy, do you connect with him? Did you kill him? Why does the young boy connect with you? What's happening?
Back's getting really hot again. I remember commenting to Nicky in one of the breaks that I was looking for some sort of proof, and by Christ I got it.
Are you responsible for that little boy's death? The Marquise?
Marcus?
You weren't responsible for his death, no? Is that right? You were not responsible for his death. Do you like... Okay, that's fine. Don't even try it, mate, because it ain't happening. You are so not getting in me at all.
Did he... Was his death violent?
Did you die violently? Did you burn? Did you burn? I know, I'll tell you what I think this is.
Was he beaten to death?
No, I'll tell you what this is.
What?
Did the Inquisitor come? Did the Inquisitor come? Were you burnt as a witch?
Yes.
Yes. Jesus.
Okay, I thought so. Are you in what era? 1600s? 1500s? Doesn't care about the time. I don't care about the time. I don't care about the time. Are you innocent? Are you innocent? So you were a witch then? Did you kill people? Did you kill animals? Did you practice witchcraft? You practice witchcraft. Do you still practice witchcraft now? Were you killed locally? Don't you even try and get in me. I'm telling you now, it ain't going to happen. Yeah, you got the Right, come back and talk to me. What is your actual name? Don't want to know.
It's swimming faster and faster.
Okay. Just to keep as steady as you can and watch it. If your back hurts, let me know. V. Vincent. V. Carry on. Carry on. VM. Keeps going to M all the time.
You're right.
No, I'm getting a pain in my chest. I'm trying to work out what it is. Did you practice witchcraft on this earth plane?
That's bizarre, it's just stopped, totally dead.
Okay, he's coming back in. Can I ask you, so you were one of the guilty ones that I don't know if it's a Marquise, I don't know anything about the Inquisition, Richard.
Was it the witch finder? Was it the witch
finder general?
Witch finder general? Did they come?
Who's that? Do you know what era? I've got no clue about any of that. Can I ask you, so you were burnt, were you? Were you burnt at the stake?
Whipped.
Was you whipped?
Was
That's
you
what I'm getting.
whipped? Yeah.
Keeps going to
That's
M.
what I keep on getting whipped.
Yeah, the what?
Mark.
You whipped. Okay. Am I not understanding the M here? Is this a name? Did you pass at Manningtree? What's he doing here then? Where's Manningtree?
It's not far.
Yes. Okay. Do you still walk this place here? No, it's because it's Halloween. It's got to be.
Hot.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Can you please leave the human energy alone? No. Why do you still need? Why do you need to whip us? Did you hear that? That boom behind you.
Yeah.
And the door opened as well, a lot wider than before. Is it opened again?
Yeah.
Manningtree. So you passed in Manningtree. Is it opened again, Richard? Yes. Okay. So have you gone over to the spirit world?
Yeah, it's open now.
The energy again got darker, and I know the room got a lot colder. And the glass kept going to the initial M. The thing that started to raise the alarm with me is that the energy that was coming in, that was moving the glass, refused to interact with me. Most of the time when I'm actually conducting a seance, they will connect with my mind and I'll be able to see them or feel them, taste what they like, smell them, nothing. It was just like a blackness, and it was a sheer force pushing the glass. So to me, that was something that I had to think, yep, I'm gonna have to be a bit careful of this one. Jesus, it's gone up to 14 degrees and it's freezing.
Is this a man?
Yeah. This is it is a bloke, isn't it? We established it's a man. You are a man, aren't you? Yeah. Give me the...
Low. There, somewhere? Just below me, above my arse crack.
Oh my God, it's bruised! No, we've got to stop this. We need to reconvene.
Can't you leave?
You're bleeding
Can't we
again.
have...
No, he's got bruising now and he's bleeding even more at the bottom. We've got to stop this and we've got to reconvene and we've got to secure our energies, Richard. I'm not happy. He's bleeding even more, Richard, and he's got a bruise now. He's bleeding at the bottom of his back.
Should we reconvene in the safe room?
No.
No.
Shit.
I'm happy you stay.
I'm not happy that not happy that you're getting
I'm fine.
that you're bleeding. Right, listen. No, I know. Hang on a minute. Listen. Okay, what we're going to do is please remain in this energy. Do you understand me now? Remain. We're gonna bring other people in here that are used to your. Oh, shit! Don't let that fucking thing go off that table. Right, Richard. I want.
Lou, can I have you in
want
here, please?
Louise here now.
Lou, I
want
need you in
Nicky
here now.
I want Faye here now.
Louise, Nicky and Faith,
Now.
you coming in now, please?
I checked with Darren, he was okay to continue. He agreed, so we carried on. A bit reluctantly, I've got to say, because as I say, that has never happened to me before. Now and then you may get the odd little injury or where the energy's blended with you. You may get, you know, a little pinch or something like that, but this was a whole new ball game. Now, I'm asking you now, I want you to spell your name because I want to know the person who's creating this energy in this room, because it's not welcome. You understand that, don't you? Right, then you should... So you should respect what we're doing here. Don't let that go. Ow!
Open it up.
Ow! Fuck!
What?
What's happened on my back?
Scratch.
Scratched.
Scratch.
Ow! Fucking hell!
This is.
No, come and look. Redder.
Yeah.
It's
It's
no
getting
getting
redder.
redder
It's
and
getting
redder.
redder.
Ah!
This geezer was, I'm telling you,
Richard.
He is trying desperately to get us to let go.
No, don't. Who's just walked in?
There you go. Louise and Faye.
That's a thing there, look.
Yes.
Right, where's everybody else?
They're all upstairs.
There's
All
no
of them?
energy in the
Yeah.
house, so
It's all here, that's why.
we got the group together.
Right, shall I patch the life feed through to here?
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as I walked in the room, I instantly knew that this wasn't good. The energy in the room was actually quite frightening. I felt physically nauseous, as if I was going to actually throw up. My legs were like jelly. They felt as if they were just going to fall from under me. And being on previous investigations in the past, I've actually never had a feeling that severe and that violent take over my body.
Right, stop now! I'm not having this. You've got to back off now.
Right, do you need Nicky? Louise and Faye should be
Back.
enough.
Right, you're going to
What is going on with my back?
I'm scratched.
Oh, look, yeah.
Can you just
Oh my god. Fucking hell.
move up now. Ah, fucking hell! What is that on there now? Jesus, why I can't believe they're getting to me. And then I felt burns either side of my back. And so straight away I thought, that's not great either. So I decided then and there that this wasn't going to happen. So I told whoever it was at that stage who had not identified himself yet, that doesn't happen to me at all. And that's when I started to get a bit of an aggressive attitude, because I'm thinking, this, you know, we can't be having this. This isn't very friendly. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you creating so much harm? Why are you doing this to me and Darren for? You've got to answer. Do you think you can kill me, do you? Yeah, okay then, that's fine. So how are you going to do that then? Tell me how. A, go on. Go on. A-X. Axe you. You're going to axe me, are you? Okay, it's fine. Did you axe people on the earth plane?
Okay.
Is there anybody with a K initial here?
Me.
Right, just watch yourself. If you feel funny, then...
Be honest with you, I'd rather not be in here.
I didn't think so.
I really started to cling on to my mum because I was actually really frightened at this point. It was really making me quite uncomfortable, but Nicky sort of said to me, was I alright to carry on? And I was like, no, I'm fine, because I wanted to sort of see it through. The glass started darting towards me, and I thought that was a bit sort of strange. Then I moved away from the table and stood down the end. The glass started darting towards me again.
Right, Kay, we need someone to take Kay out back to the safe room or upstairs.
Nicky sort of said to me, you know, you're alright, and I was, do you want to leave the room? And I sort of was, yes, I want to leave, because I really, at this point I was petrified by what was happening, you know. Never done anything like this before. And then some dead guy starts slashing some bloke's back. I was like, absolutely petrified.
Oh my God, I've just had to
Can you take her back? Can you go into the safe room? Get everybody into the safe room, get them on the live feed.
Okay, so me again.
Okay. No, it's the first time, because you're the scaredest, Kay, yeah? Are you scared?
I'm not liking it.
No, it's okay, you get back in the safe room.
Nicky explained to go and sit by some crystals to ground me, and I had a glass of water to try and calm myself down a bit, because I was quite shook up at this point.
Can you go and sit by the crystals, Kay? Sit by the.
Do you want us to get the others?
Up the desk.
Yeah, get them all downstairs.
Why do you want to keep talking about Kay for? Because she's the scaredest. Yeah, well, she's gone now. She's safe. Yes, she's safe. She's safe. Yes, she is safe. So it's not even worth going now. Okay? She's now safe. And all of the people that love me and look after me are around her. Yes, they are. Do you know what? Well, I don't know why you've got this attitude. I really don't. There's a lot of people that want to talk to us and be respectful and nice, and you're doing this. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not scared at all. So you can crack on and do whatever you want. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Oh. What is the connection with Kay? What is the connection with Kay? Do you want to speak to Kay? You can't speak to Kay because you are not a spirit person that connects to Kay. I know that. So you could do it with someone that doesn't know what they're doing, but you are not speaking to Kay. Right, this is a learning curve for you. That when you do Ouija boards, you don't know what you're doing, they pretend to be someone else. Is that right? Is that right? Speak to me, tell me more about... Yeah, he's right, thank you.
Higher up.
Where? I can't see a thing.
Higher than that. Higher than
Oh
we can reach.
Jesus, no, look, it's been done again now.
Higher up.
No, this is, I've had enough of this. This was nothing but evil coming in, because that doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. Spirit people do not attack people at all. We're going to have to reconvene and come out of here for a little while, because this isn't right. I decided then and there, while I was trying to call them in on the walkie-talkie, this is going to have to stop. We're going to have to regroup, go back to the safe room, get some sanity on this and work out how to go forward. We went into the safe room, and I can't even begin to tell you the injuries on Darren's back was just totally shocking. Do you know, I've never experienced anything like this in my life, because normally if we've got guides around us, when we try to invoke Archangel Michael, who's the main protective element of the angel realms, then the glass went absolutely mental. Oh, no, and it was desperately trying to throw the glass off the table. And if you come round here and have a look, this is what's been happening to Darren. You can see that he's got these welt marks that are continually growing, even as we stand here. He's got a puncture wound there, and bruising. It's got a bruised bottom there. The puncture wound looked like, I would say, do you know if you like put a chisel in your back and turn it? That's exactly what it looked like. And then there was a scrape mark down the bottom where it had gone along the flesh. The main one that made Darren jump the most at the seance literally went from shoulder blades, as I say, down to the bottom of his back, and it was, I would say, about a centimetre in width. Again, there was blood raising up under his skin, the welt was forming, and there was actually blood dripping down from it as well. So if you just turn around.
Turn around to face me a little bit more. Sorry, you're back towards me.
Oh, right, sorry.
That's it.
It's getting worse. Look, it's welting up, Richard. And this side bit here.
Cool.
Get that wrong.
I might do this. This camera keeps on playing up.
And that one. Just turn around that way, Darren.
Oh my god, from this angle. And that happened. That was happening out there.
Basically, what happened is that the entity has tried to also pretend he's connected with Kate as a relative, and this is a learning curve for everybody. Come around and do that. This is a learning curve for everybody, that they will pretend to be your loved one when they're not. That's why you don't play with Ouija boards. As long as you're still willing to carry on, I don't want to leave you on your own.
No, I'm happy.
And we're going to go in there and do this thing again. The reason why I can't identify him, because he's so low. I've never not identified anybody. As far as I know, he's killed at Manningtree. He's a witch hunter. He was a witch. He obviously killed people himself or sacrificed people. He was killed as a witch, and obviously was whipped before he was burnt, because we had the burning sensation. And then we had the degrees go up to, what, 14, 15 degrees, but it was freezing cold. So we'll go back in there now and see what happens. And then we'll go to the graveyard, okay?
Yep. How many cameras?
Yeah.
He could have been a witch hunter that got killed.
A witch hunter that got killed.
A witch hunter.
He keeps using the initials P.
M V.
What is it?
PV.
B. PQ. PV. It's PPV.
M.
And then the M comes in. We've got to try and work out what that is, unless they're the initials of the witch hunt people. I don't know. But he's such a low energy. He hasn't gone to the spirit world. He's an entity. He's not a soul. He's not anything I've encountered before, apart from once at Netley Abbey. And he had the same power to do what he's done to Darren's back and mine earlier. But every time I try and identify him, and every time I try and blend in with his energy, it blocks.
Where's the other one? But witch hunters were more evil than witches, because witches hadn't really done anything.
He could be a witch hunter, but the thing is, as soon as you try and identify him, you won't have it. No. And all he keeps doing is talking about Kate.
Try that line of questioning though.
Yeah, we will do. We'll go and do that now.
Matthew Hopkins, see what happens.
Matthew Hopkins.
Matthew Hopkins.
Right, so we're going to do this again, yeah?
Yeah. Right, we need me and Darren, whoever that is at the end, Joe. I need me and Darren in the places we're originally at. Right, if whoever can reach the glass, please touch the glass. I call upon the male who has actually connected with us earlier. I please ask you to draw close and connect back with us. I understand that you enjoy inflicting pain on us as human beings on this earth plane, particularly Darren, who's standing with his energy to my right. I please invoke you to join us again, because we want to communicate and ask you more questions. I please ask that when you're ready to communicate, you either make a sound in here, you influence anybody without scratching them, or you move the glass. When you are here, please draw forwards. No, that's you. Can I ask you, do you understand the name Matthew Hopkins? Matthew Hopkins, can I ask you, were you a comrade of his? Were you a friend of his? Are you Matthew Hopkins? Were you a witch hunter? Did you kill many witches? I kept feeling that Matthew wasn't alone, and we very soon ascertained that he was a witch hunter.
My back's just been scratched.
Can we have a torch? Don't take your fingers off that
Right
thing.
down the middle, lower down in the
Oh
middle.
my good God, no. It's even worse. It's got another welt mark and it's bleeding.
Yeah, just burn it.
It's got another one.
You're scarred for life.
This is just unbelievable. Why do you insist on scratching Darren's back? Who are you? Do you connect with the witch hunts? Did you hunt witches? Did you work with Matthew Hopkins? There's a bad smell coming in here.
It's like, I don't know, I said kerosene or something.
Dead
like
person.
I stood at the back alongside Richard. You could tell from the atmosphere that something was definitely going on in there.
Who's that there? Who's that I'm pointing at?
No one.
Who's that there?
There's no one behind me.
You.
Me, Nicky.
Right, watch it, because the energy's up there by you.
Yeah,
Do you like bringing fear to people? Do you like hurting people? What's happening? Yes.
He's pushing on my shoulders. This pushing on. I've got
Pushing
real
on your
pushing
shoulder.
On my shoulders.
Are you pushing on this energy's shoulder at the moment? Will do. Oh, don't let that go. Don't let that go. Right. What's happening?
Just like a big weight on my shoulders.
Why do you keep picking on his energy? Spell it out. If you can do this, you can spell it out. Why do you keep picking on his energy?
It's gone.
Don't you even try. It's not even going to happen.
You're trying to take me, Nick?
Yeah. That ain't going to happen, because I won't let that happen, so you best put it back into the glass. Like a month, before I go tight again. Ain't gonna happen, mate, because I'm one of the strongest people you'll ever meet down here. So I could feel his energy pushing into my energy. I could feel a sense of the back of my neck and the bottom of my back, which is generally a sign of a negative, dense energy pulling me down. And I could feel this sense of my solar plexus being pushed by someone. Put your energy back into the glass. Put your energy back into this circle. We come with love and respect. Oh, shit. Can the two middle people take your fingers off a minute, please? Can you two take your middle fingers off? We need 5 on there. Pentacle. It's a pentacle. Just sit there a minute. 5. 5, 5, the same 5. Right, can you start making the message now then? There's 5 on there. The 5 points. 5 points. You're not going to get it off the table either, because you're not staying here. You know that, don't you? You won't be staying here at all. You're visiting here and we're allowing you and entertaining you to be here, so I suggest you actually start doing something now. So you said earlier on that you wanted to kill me with an axe, is that right? Is that still right? Madam, who are you, please? Can you please acknowledge you're here by going to yes, the energy source here? She ain't great either. Do you come from the same era as the man we were just speaking with? My hand's starting to burn.
My back's hurt.
I'm getting tingly Where's it hurting?
Just nowhere specifically,
starting to
just
burn.
everywhere.
What are those two things on my hands?
Show it this way, Nick.
Yeah, it's looks like two little punctures.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it on the camera. Hold still. Yeah, like 2 puncture marks.
That's burning. That's burning.
Cigarette burns.
I remember standing up and him so insistently trying to get into my energy, and I really did get quite angry at that point. And then I felt an intense burning sensation on my hand, on my knuckle area, and when I looked down I could feel it throbbing and it was burning hot. And when we actually went out later on, I had 2 like puncture marks, and they were almost like blisters, if you like. Oh my God. Now, did you take innocents and judge them? Did you take guilty people and judge them for witchcraft? Yes. Okay. Did you set fire to people? Did you also whip people? Okay. So you still carry on do that now, do you? Okay. Do you reside in this space here? Are you just I feel really sick. Are you just visiting here tonight? Do I understand it?
What was that?
What was that?
Something just moved.
What is it? Did you get thrown?
Something just moved around here, but I feel like I've got someone running past me.
You could feel them spreading themselves around the room. One also walked behind Richard, nudged his shoulder forward and knocked some pots or something that was on the shelf.
Can you just see what's been moved, please? Can someone just have a look with a torch?
One male spirit came up very close to my cheek and was breathing on my face.
Are you alone here? Are you in this room on your own? Do you have other spirit people? Do you have other people with you who are on the witch hunt?
Things just kept sparking up and just getting out of control and getting worse. By this time, we then felt as if more energy was coming into the room. It wasn't just this one guy, Matthew Hopkins. It felt as if he was almost bringing in other people with him.
Knock. What are you trying to do?
No, PV's with him.
Huh?
The other name was PV. No, P. So is it PV and M?
What was that? Oh, Jesus. No. Oh my God. Oh no, that's really bad now.
No, I'm alright.
No, you're going to
No,
end
that's
up
really
start up.
bleeding. That is really bleeding now.
What was that?
There are other people in here apart from him. I've never seen anything like this ever. That is right in. That is like. It's like you've actually got skin hanging with blood coming out.
Turn around and have a look.
Turn around.
Oh, so zebra lines. Oh, look, that's all.
Oh, that's just not good.
They don't hurt though. They don't hurt at all.
That's because it's a spirit person doing it.
It's like hot, it's burning, but it's not painful.
I didn't see it.
There's one that's happened, there's one down the middle somewhere there.
Yeah.
That's happened since we've been back in this time, and this is the one here.
No, I think we should just end this now and go down to the graveyard, because you can't keep being battered like that, Darren.
Since the Plough, I've done a little bit of research into it, and implements he would have used would have been like a chisely type dagger, where he would have poked it into the flesh of a person and then dragged down. That was one way he checked to see if they were witches, to see whether they bled or not.
Just let me see how many we've got to deal with, and then we're going to have to stop this, because that's just getting deeper and deeper now.
Does Darren need to be here then?
I'm okay.
No, he's not leaving my side, because I don't know if it'd be even worse if he's out on his own. How many people are with you? You need to going to have to spell it out or tap how many times the people are here. Who's that behind you? Did you just move then?
No, I keep on getting touched here.
There's more people joining, but they ain't good. And I'm not being over dramatic.
My back is freezing.
BMP, are there 2 more people with you here that are on the witch hunt?
That's why they're here.
I think I'm a witch. I think I'm a witch. They must think you are.
We're all witches. That's what it is. We're all witches.
Do you think we're witches?
It's so cold. Oh my god, it's so cold here.
Okay, just watch yourselves, alright, everybody? We are people that are here. It's getting freezing over here, isn't it? Yeah. We are people here that respectfully are asking to speak to the spirit world. We're not here as witches.
Can someone bring the thermometer gauge in from the thing, please?
How many of you are there? How many of you are there in the witch hunt? How many are here? 1, 2.
Okay, thank you.
3, 4, 5.
Sorry, it's
6.
Come on, let's test the things now, the temperature, please.
7. 7. There are 7 of you.
I had the thermometer, so I directed it over to where Nicky was, and it read 19 degrees. And I held it behind myself and Richard, and it showed up as -9, so it dropped quite rapidly.
What is that?
It's the temperature gauge, just point it up in the sky.
19? Are you joking?
Not joking me, 19.
Is that it here?
Is Matthew Hopkins with you? It's a paranormal investigation. You're inviting spirit phenomena. So if he's around, we've invited him at the end of the day. Who is he? I don't even know who he is.
Oh my god.
In Manningtree? Is Matthew Hopkins here now?
It's going back up.
Yeah, and it keeps going
The
straight
temperature's going up and down. 19 down to 13.
So it's just dropped, what, 6 degrees?
Yeah, but it's not going
then it's
up.
going back up and then down.
Point to the energies of the people that you believe are witches. Point to who are witches.
We then decided and come to the conclusion that actually what he was trying to explain was that we were all witches. And I think at one point Richard had actually said, I think he means us, Nick, I think we're the witches.
Point it to
Doctor.
I don't think he's just pointing at all of us.
Yeah, he's pointing at all of us.
Oh, they're pointing at all of you. Oh, I see. I'm looking at these letters. All the witches.
Yeah.
If you've come here to punish us or test us, why have you only gone to 2 of us? Why have you only gone to 2 of us? I don't know if we can get any further with this. We've established who they are and why they're here. What do you think?
I think they're going to follow us down to the grave anyway, down to the graveyard, so...
Turn up the books. We need to rephotograph your back and I think we should go down to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I couldn't have been more relieved when we actually left the room, and I don't think I'd want to go back there, I can tell you that much.
Can I look at that top one? It's a bit red here.
That's not good.
Can we go back in there and do it? I'll take the top off the video of my back. Because I can feel it happening.
That'd be mad, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty...
Yeah, but I'm just not happy with the fact you're having your
back
that'd
up. Well, it's pretty much done now, but I just wondered if you can see it happen.
So we decided to go to the graveyard. Walking distance from the Plough, it's literally right next door. We go into the graveyards. Richard and Louise had people running past them, spirit people, so they were getting very jittery.
Alright, you're the witch.
Look for names as well, so like something on here.
And we decided to stay in a very positive energy, all holding hands, and that's when Darren got another scratch.
I got scratched yet again, and this time, you know, I could look round and I was in an open churchyard, there was no one there. People either side of me were holding my hands. And that's when the reality of it really hit, because I knew without a shadow of a doubt that was something paranormal.
It really didn't help the fact that 3 people from Birdbrook were actually tried by MATHEW Hopkins, condemned to death as witches, and they were buried in the graveyard that we were standing in. So that kind of helped us understand why he was still about scratching our backs, or scratching Darren's back.
I'll take the top off the video of my back, because I can feel it happening. We decided that I was going to go back into the room with a camera and a person to try and see if we could catch these scratches developing. Come on, scratch it, I'm asking to. And my back has gone so fucking cold. And I can feel something on my back.
Really?
It's not the same, it's not the same. I feel like someone's running the fingers down my back. Oh shit.
What?
No, I don't know what
Did you
it
have
is.
one going right across before, right across your back?
I don't know.
You have now.
And there's one right on the top of my neck. Oh shit.
I'm zooming into it now. It's appearing.
Does it feel, Dan?
Not good. I can feel hands on me.
Really? Whereabouts? On your shoulders? Your neck?
Just
Whereabouts?
on me. I don't know. I'm just sort of prodding all over. I've been scratched here somewhere.
Yeah, that kind of appeared in front of us as well.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Come on.
Yeah, that's got.
Draw
more.
blood.
No, don't.
What's the matter?
Doing this now, Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why is that?
Because it's just, yeah, it's not good that your back keeps doing that. I actually watched with my own eye a whelp form by an invisible hand in a horizontal line between his shoulder blades, and the realisation hit me that this wasn't going to get any better. We weren't going to learn anything from this apart from the fact that we'd had a date with a very evil person that created absolute atrocities back in the 1600s and was willing to do it back this present day. I please ask that this place is clear, full of love and light and the highest realms of the spirit nations. I call upon Mother Earth and the full powers of the universe and the energies to draw close. So I decided to bring in my guides, everybody that had an ability there, and we did a very positive closure of the circle. I please ask that whoever has entered this space where we've allowed you to come in, you now go back and reside wherever you come from. Due to the fact Hallows Eve has now ended, let the group of witch hunters now withdraw. We have respectfully humoured the pain that you've inflicted upon human energy. We now ask you to withdraw. I please ask that this room be cleansed of all energies that have inhabited within this arena, created by the people that have brought pain to human energies. I please ask that a sign for this will be a smell of roses, a floral smell, or anything to create the change that is needed in this place, the cleansing to take place. I please ask for that scent to be brought forward.
I smell a sweet
Can you smell that sweet smell? How are you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Can you smell the sweet smell yet?
Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely. Oh, yeah. It's funny because once we'd done that, everybody started laughing and mucking about, and everybody was like really light, like we had a child's energy.
They've left the room, but they're still watching from outside. Shit myself.
You did. I lost it, and then I realised it was a reflection. Yeah. Do you know what that laughter is?
It's you clear the negative.
Yeah, it's clearing it, and it makes you laugh. I don't know if it came from our guides or it came from the spirit world, but everybody suddenly felt lifted. And I knew that this wasn't going to stay there. I wasn't going to roam the halls of the Plough Inn. He'd come in, done what he needed to do, and no doubt gone off to wherever he came from.
If it weren't for the fact that we had the guidance of Nicky there being a professional medium, things could have got a lot worse.
If she hadn't have been there, God only knows what would have happened. It's just not something to take lightly, it's something that needs to be done very respectfully, which Nicky done.
What did I learn from it? I've learned that no matter how many years I've done this and how many times I connect with the spirit world, you can never ever be 100% sure what's going to happen. I will make it clear to anybody though, this is a very rare occasion, and I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it, whether it be on the television or in my own experience. I've never seen injuries created like that to someone's back. Darren's back is still scarred, and I don't sit very nicely with that. What I do know is that we met evil that night. We had a slice of history brought to us that evening. I would find it very hard, or I would find it quite amusing if a skeptic could actually explain what happened that night, because I'm telling you now, it was completely paranormal, it was completely unexplainable, and it's left something in me that brings me a shiver of excitement, but also a shiver of apprehension. Matthew Hopkins was born in around 1619. He was a son of a Puritan clergyman, the Vicar of St John's in Wenham, Suffolk. In the early 1640s, Hopkins moved to Manningtree in Essex, and with his recent inheritance of 100 marks, he bought the Thorn Inn in Missley. This will be the meeting place for his self-given and unappointed work as the Witchfinder General. Along with his colleague, Jack Stern, and a small group of assistants, they travelled from Essex into the neighbouring counties, including Suffolk, terrorising the old, the disformed, the ugly, accusing them of witchcraft and dealing out their own punishment. These people were deemed to be in league with the devil, and it was mainly women that were targeted, midwives, herbalists and the like. People thought to be witches were subjected to horrific torture, some thrown into lakes or ponds with their hands and feet bound to see if they floated. If they sank, they were not a witch, but often drowned anyway. If they floated, then it was thought that the water had rejected their purity, and so they were unholy and put to death either by hanging or burnt at the stake. Can I ask you, so you were burnt, were you? Were you burnt at the stake? Mary Goody Phillips, named Goody, as she was exceptionally good at finding the witch's mark. Madam, who are you, please? Can you please acknowledge you're here by going to yes? She searched and poked her victims with red-hot pokers to find evidence of possession of being a witch. She used this hot poker on marks throughout the imperfections of your body, whether they be scars, old tissue, to cause greater pain. It's burning.
Looking at it.
That's burning.
Cigarette burns.
Matthew Hopkins decided to create his own implement to search out the supposed witches. He would use this implement, somewhat like a scalpel crossed with a chisel, to cut the flesh of his victims to see if they were witches. If you bled, you were okay, but if you didn't, you were then trialled as a witch. Matthew Hopkins was said to have been responsible for more than 300 killings during his time as a witch-finder general. It is rumoured that Matthew Hopkins was subject to his own methods and was hung for being a witch or drowned in a lake during his own trials.
Very can't breathe properly.
You're right. No, I'm getting a pain in my chest. I'm trying to work out what it is. Evidence seems to point to a more feasible explanation, stating that he died of tuberculosis and was buried in Mistley in Essex.